Hello everyone, and thanks for joining School of the American Rifle. Today we have an upper receiver that was sent in by the owner because it was exhibiting feeding issues. Now, the lower receiver here is one of my test lowers. It does not belong to this particular upper. The owner did state that he had tried several different lowers on this upper receiver and he was still having problems. The particular problem that we're seeing with this upper receiver is feeding issues. So I wanted to capture it on camera to show the before and after. Now it does it with multiple types of magazines. This particular lower has a Colt action or buffer spring and an H buffer. The upper receiver is a Sons of Liberty Gunworks East India upper. It has a BCM gunfighter charging handle, a BCM bolt carrier group, and a BCM rail. The owner did install those. Everything checks out on this upper receiver. The barrel's not loose. There's nothing that stands out as far as tolerance or assembly issues. But I wanted to capture on camera the feeding issues that the owner reported. So the bolt is locked open. I'm going to take a loaded magazine, insert this, lock it in, show that it is seated all the way. We have the muzzle in the test trap just in case something bad happens. And there's the round in the magazine presenting itself, and let's trip the bolt catch. And this is what the owner was experiencing. So what we're going to do is we're going to do some disassembly. We're going to do some feed ramp work. We're going to put it back together. We're going to see if we have some success here. Alright, so we have the bolt carrier group removed from the upper receiver along with the charging handle. See, it is a BCM. We'll be doing a bolt carrier group physical on this after this video concludes. We have a BCM charging handle. I wanted to show you the feed ramps where we're having a particular issue. So it's the cutout right here where the bolt lugs come through here and here. What's happening is the projectile is going into this little cutout here and getting jammed as it's trying to feed. So I'm going to pull the barrel. You don't do it when the upper receiver is installed on the barrel. And I'm going to do some feed ramp work. Now, before anyone takes this the wrong way, I'm not saying that the manufacturer could not fix this problem. I didn't question the owner on why they sent this upper receiver into me instead of sending it back to the factory. Maybe the owner had already reached out, maybe he hasn't, but he reached out just so he could get some help. So I wanted to take care of it and capture it on video so people could see the possible benefits from feed ramp work if it's done properly. So if you can see, there is no polish work done, nothing like that on these feed ramps. There's no overhang, so there's not any geometry issues going on. Nothing is hanging up, going from here to there or over here. There's no geometry issues. There's nothing that needs to be cut on as far as the interface from the M4 ramps to the barrel extension ramps. So I'm going to pull this barrel. I'm going to show you once the barrel's pulled what the ramps look like, and then I'm going to show you after we do the work. And then we're going to attempt to feed it and fire it. So stay tuned. Alright, so we have the upper receiver disassembled. You see that it has some fouling in it. So the owner did attempt to troubleshoot this issue thoroughly. Here's the barrel. Take a look at the feed ramps. And what we're going to do is we're going to use some Kratex bits and a felt bob along with doing some deburring around the edge of those lug cutouts. We're going to see if we have some success here. So stay tuned. Alright, something I wanted to point out that I discovered after I wiped off the feed ramps with paper towel. I want you to look right there. That's what's causing our issue. We have a pretty sharp burr. I don't know if you can see how this is hanging up on this metal pick. But this is where the projectile is getting stuck. Here, the right side is the issue. The left side does not have feeding problems, so it only has feeding issues from the right side of the magazine. So right there. And we also see a little bit of an impact mark right there as well. There's no other peening going on in the barrel extension. So I can't say for certain whether or not this was like this when it left the factory, or if this occurred when the owner installed the BCM rail. So what we're going to do is we're going to do some deburring. I want to show you what I noticed, and we're going to get into the polish work, and then I'll show you what we've done. I'm running the camera by myself today, so I can't run the camera while I'm doing the polish work, but stay tuned. Alright, first thing we did is we got rid of some of that peening that was occurring right on the feed ramp edge right there, and what I did was I modified the feed ramps to replicate what Colt does to their barrels. They put a second stage or a second bevel on the ramps right here. And then I had to get rid of that burr that was raised right there. That won't cause any issues with the feed ramps for feeding, but wanted to get rid of that raised burr. We have no more around the circumference of the barrel extension. But those are the secondary ramps that I cut when I do feed ramp work. And we'll work on the polishing. Alright, so I just finished the Cratex stage of the feed ramp work. Let me try to zoom in on this. Most people will consider this polished, but this is actually just two various grades of Cratex. You can see all the Cratex material inside of the barrel extension. Some people would consider this polished, but they're not. So I'll break out the polishing tools and we will be right back. Alright everyone, we're back. I'm finished with the polishing work. Let me see if I can get a good camera shot of this. Still have to clean the barrel extension out before we put this into the upper receiver and attempt to test fire. It might be deceptive because of how shiny these are, but this is a mirror finish. So give me a second to clean this up, get it back into the upper receiver, and we're going to go back to the test trap. We're going to get one more look at the feed ramps before we put the barrel back into the upper. I have all the debris cleaned out of the barrel extension. And again, it's probably hard to see on the camera how shiny these are. There's a slight hue to them. But that's the camera. These things are like a mirror. Be right back. Before we go over to the test trap, I wanted to show you that the upper receiver is assembled. The feed ramps are nice and shiny. The geometry on them are perfect. Now, something that I wanted to make very clear in this video, before people take this video out of context and run with it, I know the guys who run Sons of Liberty Gunworks. They would have taken care of this upper receiver. So before someone tries to misinterpret what I'm doing here, I'm not saying that I am fixing something that Sons of Liberty Gunworks could not fix. I'm certain that if this upper receiver was sent back by the owner to Sons of Liberty, they would have made this right. Just so happens that the owner of this particular upper receiver knew that I was able to turn this around really quickly based on the conversation that we had and what he needed. Now, I'm not saying that Sons of Liberty could not have done the same thing. I'm just showing you how feed ramp work can sometimes repair an issue that some people believe is not necessary. There's a lot of people in the AR industry and the AR world that believe that feed ramp modifications are completely pointless. I've seen it time and time again where they can remedy problems that exist. So I'm not saying that Sons of Liberty missed this and this left the factory this way. I'm saying it's very possible that the owner could have caused the dings on the feed ramps. And maybe if the ding wasn't there, it may have still exhibited some feeding issues once we removed that. But we didn't go into that level of diagnosis. We just wanted to fix this problem and move on. So before we put this into the test trap, I wanted to make that abundantly clear that I'm not saying that Sons of Liberty Gunworks would have not taken care of this upper. And I wanted to make it clear that I was not insinuating or beating around the bush saying they weren't capable of doing what I'm doing here. I'm also not stating that what I'm doing here is endorsed by Sons of Liberty Gunworks in any way. This is my own work. So I just wanted to show you some of the things that we do in build classes and some of the work that I do at my bench. So that being said, we're going to move over to the test trap and we're going to give this thing a shot. Alright, we're back at the test trap here. We have the barrel into the trap. We have a fully loaded magazine. We have the bolt lock back. Alright. Stabilize the gun. And close the bolt using the bolt catch and see if we have success. And we had success. Alright, let's go ahead and give this thing a shot and see what we get. Now this is a loaded magazine, so I'm going to fire it several times. I'm going to stop. Then I'm going to put an empty magazine into it while there's still a live round in the chamber to see if we get bolt lock. So I have a live round in the chamber. I'm going to put an empty magazine in it. And we have bolt lock. Alright, so we had some success here with the ramp work. I hope you guys found this somewhat educational and entertaining. I do apologize that I was not able to capture all of the feed ramp work on camera. I'm running the camera solo today while I'm doing the work, so the camera might be a little shaky. Might not have everything in focus, but I thought this was a pretty good topic to cover. And I'll see you guys soon.